our November 18th, 2025 board meeting. And I'm going to begin with our ethics statement, conflict of interest reminder per NCGS 138A-15E. Board members are reminded that it is our duty to avoid conflicts of interest and the appearance of conflicts of interest as we handle the work of the board. Does any member of the board know of any conflict of interest or any appearance of conflict with respect to any matters coming before us at this meeting? If so, please state them for the record. If during the course of the meeting you become aware of an actual or apparent conflict of interest, please bring the matter to the attention of the chair. It will then be your duty to abstain from participating in discussion on the matter or from voting on the matter. All right. We will begin with the approval of our October 2025 minutes.
So moved.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve the October 2025 minutes. Any discussion? Hearing none, I will go ahead and call for a vote. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion carries and the minutes are approved. We do not have any public comment this evening. We do not have any guest discourse this evening. How about correspondence from our authorizer?
We do. I'm going to talk about that in my report.
If you would like, you can go ahead and jump into your report.
All right. So I made you all a packet tonight. It's got my report, the 2 documents connected to it. Then it's got the finance information as well. So the first thing is the 2026, 2027 calendar. That went by quickly, didn't it?
It did.
So since the state moved us into Infinite Campus, we have to get the calendar approved and to them, meaning Acadia, before the end of December. Since we don't have a December meeting, we've got to accomplish that tonight. So what you have is just what I always share with you, the presentation. I would tell you that there's no real significant changes to this at all. It's the same number of school days. We tried to add in a work day every 4 to 6 weeks. Obviously that hinges around federal holidays and things like that. So we also tried to kind of create more alignment with the JCC break and our parent-teacher conferences so that the students who take because we're seeing a huge increase in our population of students that take JCC. And so for our spring break doesn't align with theirs. So trying to make a little bit more alignment with that. So we were able to move the parent-teacher conferences to the beginning half of the JCC fall break. And then also in March. So 164 days. You can see the breakdown of what that looks like for quarter 1 is 42, quarter 2 is 40, quarter 3 is 41, quarter 4 is 41, for a total of 164 days. And then there's no change to that as well. The instructional hours stay the same. We have an extra 6.3 days in the event we were to need inclement weather days. Hopefully not. But that is the calendar. And again, it is the same number of days. It is as closely aligned to this year as possible. That was the only change we tried to tweak was when we offered parent-teacher conferences to try to line up more with JCC fall break. That came from parents and teachers and students.
Yeah, I like the way the quarters are pretty equal. And we don't have the teacher calendar in front of us. When you say the work days were, because these are marked in red for no student days.
That's the one we'll send out to families. Teacher work days are that entire first week of August. It's not marked on here because the first day is the 10th. Then we have work days on September 8th September 7th is a holiday. Then we have
Yes.
September is a work day, the 25th is a work day. October, those are our parent-teacher conferences.
Sure.
November, we don't have any work days because we have that holiday and then the week of Thanksgiving. December 18th is a work day. January 4th is a work day. February 5th and 15th are work days. March parent-teacher conferences. And none in April and none in May. Until the 17th, which is the day after last day of school.
Okay, thank you. That makes sense.
Any other questions on the sleep calendar? I guess you would like for us to go ahead and...
That would be fantastic.
So I will entertain a motion to approve the 2026-2027 school calendar.
I move that we approve the 26-27 school calendar.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right, I will go ahead and call for a vote. All in favor, aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries. The 2026-27 school calendar is approved.
All right.
Thank you.
Planning ahead.
Ooh,
Love it.
yes. Graduation is May 14th of that year. That is Eli's birthday. I might need some help getting through that one.
Uh-oh.
That's gonna be tough.
Did you graduate
Oh my
on his
God.
birthday?
Graduation on his birthday.
Oh, wow.
Uh-huh.
Did you do that on purpose?
No,
Oh, my gosh.
it just happened that way. Next on the report is just to let you all know that our lottery did go live on the 1st of November, and we will be live streaming the actual lottery on January 15th at 6 o'clock on our Facebook page.
Do you need me for that?
I will.
Okay.
Yep.
I put it on my calendar today.
Perfect.
How has the response been so far?
Fantastic.
Good. Well, I signed up my youngest for next year.
Well, thank you for that. We appreciate you.
Well, we love to hear you.
Well, good. Okay, so the next thing is the ATSI designation letter. This letter is going out to families tomorrow. I am sharing it with you all ahead of time because I need to explain it. Let me go ahead and tell you that I do not believe that there is anything fair about this. I will start with that. Schools are identified within this TSI, CSI, all these letters, but basically it means that we had a subpopulation of students that did not perform higher than the lowest low-performing subpopulation. Did you follow that? Did you get it? Okay, so let's say that Blackwell Academy was the lowest performing school. And they had all their subpopulations broken apart. And News Charters, one subpopulation of kids was lower than theirs.
Okay, I'm following you
Yeah,
now.
that's what lands you on the list. Okay. There are 67 K-12 charter schools in the state of North Carolina, and 32 of them landed on this list. It's really hard sometimes to be able to meet expectations of district schools and district policies when you have a handful of children. So, this letter is a template that was provided to me by our program administrator, because we have been assigned a program administrator who will work with me and our school for the next 3 years. Because our students with disabilities subpopulation score was low across the board. We knew that that was very likely going to happen. We had 33 new students enroll last year with IEPs. We were preparing for, but we did not expect to land on it so quickly. They're supposed to give you a year warning. You landed on it. If you don't bring these numbers up, we're going to put you in this program. But because 2025-26 is an open invitation year, they didn't really have to warn anybody. If you landed there, they just went ahead and put you in. So, for the next 3 years, we will be working with a program administrator at DPI to devise a plan, to implement the plan, and then to sustain the plan that will help us bring up and maintain better scores for our students with disabilities subpopulation.
It's a growing opportunity.
It's a growing opportunity, yes. We have to put together a team. So in this letter, there is a link to a form that if parents are interested in participating in this team, that they can submit their application. Priority is going to be given to parents of children who fall within that subpopulation, just because the focus is going to be on students with disabilities. So we, right now, have done everything we're supposed to do. We are going to get about $8,200 a year to help support these efforts to buy basically whatever it is that we want to make this happen. The good news is that's not a significant amount of money, so it's very likely that we'll be able to sustain this moving forward even if we don't have these funds. The goal, though, is that we get our scores up and we exit in 3 years. You cannot exit before year 3. If you don't exit in year 3, then you can try to exit the next year or the next year or the next year. It doesn't jump back into a 3-year chunk. But for schools like ours, when we only have 52 students in 3rd through 8th grade with an IEP that requires test accommodations, only 52. And 6 are in 3rd grade, and 7 are in 4th grade. It becomes really difficult to move those numbers because there used to be an Extend 2 test. There was an Extend 1 EOG, an Extend 2 EOG, and then a real EOG, Extend 1 is for your significantly challenged students. There are fewer questions. It can be read aloud. Extend 2 was kind of a step down from that support, but not quite as rigorous as EOG. Well, they removed that. And then they put a policy that said you can only have 1% of your population taking the Extend 1. Well, we have 4 students in 4th grade who are all on the Extend 1. So we've already messed up that 1%. We're already battling that one. 2 of them are new to the school and came with Extend 1. We didn't even put them on it. All of that to say, we are going to embrace this. We're going to do everything we can do as we are asked. We do not have to we don't have to do anything with this plan until the end of this school year. So I made sure to put on here that it's a 3-year process because they said we're not actually going to be sharing much more data with our families until the end of 2026. So they're going to hear from us now. We're going to meet monthly. We're going to build, and then we're going to implement. Probably January 27 to May 28. I will tell you that I called Dave Machado at the Coalition about this because we were asking, Denise Kidd at Franklin Academy and I were asking questions, a lot of questions. How did we land here? Why all of a sudden do you have almost half of vocational charter schools on this list? Nobody knew about it. We were notified October 29th. They had already held 3 webinars. So the comments in the webinars we all were able to get into was like, who knew about this? Did you know about this? And then it just which made me do a little bit of digging and a little bit of research. And on Thursday, I'm going to meet with Dave and some of the lobbyists and policy writers to see what we can do about working on getting this fixed. Or at least putting some more information out there for people. Because this is a district program. And now all of a sudden, they're grabbing all of these charters and holding us to the same standard as like Johnston County. We have 900 kids. They have 37,000. So if they truly have a subpopulation that's performing well below, that could be hundreds of kids. It's 52 for us. So it's incredibly difficult, and it's not apples to apples. And so I will let you know how that goes, but we are having a meeting with them on Thursday.
Well, I mean, when you get some outside strategies and stuff like that, to help. I mean, that's what this is for, right? To help the school.
That's right. And we will, and they'll be blown away by what we can do. But at the same time, there should not be half of the K-12 charters on this list. It's crazy. This is crazy. So here we are again. Let's see what happens. But we have tremendous support at the state level. Our program administrator is great. We have been in constant contact. And Jamie Johnson, director of EC, and I have been working. We've already added more Title I tutors. We're going to start our after-school tutoring in January. There's a lot of things we had already planned to do before we got this. So it's just nice we got a little extra money to do it. Yeah. So I'm just letting you all know that's what's going on.
Okay.
And I will give you an update on my meeting on Thursday. And that was the information from our authorizer.
Anything else from Mr. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, sorry I'm losing my voice, but I was just going to say, I think messaging is really important in things. And so to me, while this may feel like it's a hit, last month we knew the student with disabilities population was not where News Charter would want it to be for testing, right? And that has been an ongoing concern. So I think the messaging is that you're welcoming and embracing the state's support of this because the school is committed to supporting this population of students. So I don't think it's a bad thing.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I just don't think that how they have designated us is fair.
They put a label on it and then set up certain, I guess, criteria is what you're saying.
Yeah, and so I want to just bring some awareness to that for people at the state level. But I mean, we've got some really great ideas. I mean, everybody's just kind of jumped on it. And I did put in here, like, we recognize that this is a great opportunity for us to strengthen our efforts, focus in, and rally around our kiddos. So yeah, I agree.
It's a growing opportunity.
Yeah. It did feel like a hit though.
Yeah. Anytime someone sticks a label.
And then did not, like, I don't know, did
It
not
just
follow
came-
the process
Yeah.
that they've outlined for
Right.
all the districts.
Came out of
That
nowhere.
makes-
Yeah, that just didn't feel good. But we're gonna do what we do, blow them away.
That's right.
Do it.
Anything else from the superintendent report?
No, but I can go on into finance if I need to.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what you have next in your packet. Is it the? Okay, all right, yeah. So that is just your balances of what we've got in the bank. And the report is in the drive. I didn't print it because you can see it all here. But essentially right now sitting at about a little over 4.02 million. I did want you to see though that they added in the Ameriprise investment from where we have started investing on this this cash accounts sheet. So you'll be able to see how that's tracking each month. So we already added in $2,100.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's it's encouraging. The next is just the budget sheet, the condensed. I always put that in the drive as well. And then we have the Finance Committee meeting minutes. There are 2 items on here for board approval that we ran through finance last week. So I'll go through that, but the government is back open now, and we have heard from USDA. They have requested updated financials because when we submitted them in September, they were up to date, and now it's November and they're not, so that has been done, and we are just waiting for them to get back together. They have to update all their documents, and then we sign, seal, and delivered. But we have just started mailing out this week. They're not really saved the date because we don't have a date. They're just, be on the lookout for an invitation to attend the new charter school.
I got mine.
Did you?
I did.
Oh, good. Good, good, good. So, we have invited all kinds of people. And I hope they all come, especially the commissioners who gave Clayton High School $129 million last night. We're not going to talk about that. So, super excited. Super, super excited. Okay, so the next is an item for approval. We talked about shifting our applicant tracking system from Paycor to Spark Hire. And it is an increase in price. It's actually going to go from about $5,000 to $10,000. But here is the difference. And you have the document in your packet with the price on it. And then it tells you all the amazing things that we are going to get and be able to do with that. But essentially what we wanted to be able to do was find a process that is going to help us go ahead and eliminate some of those applicants who are just casting wide nets, who have no experience, no education, no licenses, any of those things. And so this is a process that will help do that. People who really, really, really want to be here, really want to work here, are going to follow and finish all of these steps. And by all of these steps, I mean not a lot. They fill out their application. And then instead of us doing a phone screening, it is an interview question video format. I had to do this when I applied to the Great Schools of North Carolina grant. And that's how I found out about it. And I loved it. They ask you a question, they give you 2 or 3 minutes to think. Then it records, you answer the question. You can do a retake if you would like. We can set the boundaries for all of those things. But essentially, that removes the need for the admin to do a phone screening. It takes one step away. Also, there's a lot of AI components to it, so it can summarize what their answers are, so we don't have to sit and watch them all. There's also the key indicators in a resume that can connect to the job description to let us know that this is a top tier based on what they've done and what their experience is. There's also some questionnaires that we can put in there that they can fill out. And then that really allows us to have a more refined group to pull from. We were looking at the numbers in Paycor, and there's hundreds of applicants every year. And then we have to sort through the ones that are in North Carolina, the ones that are in the United States, the ones that aren't in any way qualified. And I think that this will be I think it's going to be a time saver for the admin and all the hiring managers. And we can we can absorb this cost. So that is what we are asking, to move away from Paycor and to go with Spark Hire for recruiting, for onboarding, all of the above, the entire thing from start to finish, which we don't have now. We just have the portal where they can dump their stuff in, we make the calls, and we can track the process. That's really all it does for $5 grand, and this is so much more robust. So we would like to ask for approval, and finance already gave us his approval.
Yeah,
Okay, I will go ahead and entertain a motion to approve the contract with Recruit Growth, or Spark Hire contract.
Yeah, I move that we hire Spark Hire.
I can't second it, so.
I'll second. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Questions?
Were there any other similar products that were looked at to like compare pricing to make sure that the pricing was?
We did not find anything similar to this. This is a brand new, I'm sure there will be more shortly, but this is kind of the first of its kind, where they do the video interviews, the recording, synthesize it, summarize it, and all of that.
Will it totally get rid of in-person interviews?
No, it just gets them past the phone screening is replaced with the video. But no, they still come in, we still, no, that will not be replaced.
So the way I understood it is if the manager at Walgreens, no offense, wants to apply for a job here in this charter, she or he has to go through these steps, and part of the step is actually a video interview. Well, if you're just throwing out applications left, right, you're not going to sit through a 30-minute video interview. So it weeds out that stuff. Plus, no offense, sorry, the camera's over here. No offense, the manager for Walgreens really isn't what we're looking for. You know, we're looking for a licensed educator. So, and we looked at it in our finance meeting, and it was a great product. I know it's a little bit more expensive, but it was a great product considering what we have now, which is basically a vault of that. And I asked Dr. Blackwell, I said, you know, what happens to these applicants? She said there's hundreds and hundreds of these applications. Just when they get an application, they look at it and they go, no, but it gets put over here. But there's this this particular program helps sift through the stuff and helps find the best educators for our kids going forward. Am I
Yeah,
wrong?
that's exactly right.
So,
It sounds like you'll probably get your money back as far as man hours.
Yes.
You know,
Just-
not
just-
working on this stuff.
yeah,
Yes.
just in time. And for us, who is going to apply? If you're serious about it, you will do the true video interview. But if you're not, and it pops up and says, all right, I need 30 minutes. I'm going to ask you a question. You have 2 minutes to think about it, and you get the answer. Most people are like, nah, that's good. I'm good. And they'll delete it and go on about their way. So it's mainly a way to, weed out those who are just little and just throwing nets trying to catch a fish. Did I do okay?
You did great.
All right, thanks. I did show up at the finance meeting. By the way, anybody on the board wants to be in the finance committee? Come on.
Does that answer your question? Any other questions or comments? Okay, I will go ahead and call for a vote. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All right.
All opposed? Motion carries, and the Spark Hire contract is approved.
Thank you. Next on the list is an electrical bid from Wright Electrical. There are some notes on here just so you can kind of understand why we're even having this conversation. When we put our new building,
What is NCSF?
new charter school facilities.
Thank you.
I was like, what does it mean?
I told you I needed caffeine.
Yeah.
I looked at that earlier today and I was like, what is that? Okay, simple enough.
So they have asked that we put electricity to the new building for liability purposes. Our insurance agent, who is not on the facilities board, is not very, also told us that we really need to do that for liability. Josh Bunner reached out to over 15 electricians. 3 responded. One said that he would not bid due to the project involving permits, and the other 2 bids were linked there. Josh has worked with Wright Electric, and they are also the lower of the 2. So Josh knows them, and they were the more affordable option. So we are asking that get board approval. And I've linked it there. I think you also have a copy of it. So you can just kind of see what all we need to have done.
So what, when they say electricity to the new building, are they just talking about during the, I mean, obviously we're gonna have electricity to the building when the building is built. I guess they're talking about having electricity.
The building's already
The
here.
little building.
Oh, the little building.
Yeah, the little one.
Oh, okay. I'm following you now.
So to which building? It says to the new building for liability.
Yeah, the little one. The one that's already here.
The one by the kindergarten playground.
Yeah.
Where the offices are?
No, it's like
It's in the
back corner.
By the church.
I don't know what that building is, okay.
Okay.
Does it go in?
Yes, that's where we have our
UTV.
our UTV.
UTV.
Our UTV.
Oh,
that
so
we
it's
got.
like a shed.
It's our shed.
It's a
Okay.
fancy
It's a big
shed.
shed.
It's a big
It's
shed.
a fancy shed.
Okay.
And it is a lovely addition for storage. Oh my gosh.
I would call it the new storage building.
There you go.
Because I think new building is.
Is
I
that-
I know, that's what I thought too. I
Was
thought.
it the summer?
I was so confused.
Yeah, it showed up one day. I'm always looking over here. It showed up one day. Whoa,
Yeah, look at that.
look at that.
Who is Josh, so I can put this in?
Mr. Bunner, he is our facilities
So,
guru.
there's a leak, I mean, no, not leak, there's water coming after the rain sometimes? No? Okay.
Not that I have been made aware of, so let
Okay.
me rephrase. Not that I have been made aware of.
I went in one day and there was some water like right after it rained. And so I just want to make sure the electricity doesn't interfere with, if there is a problem, we need to fix that. And there may not be, but if there is one, electricity and water
Are not
don't
present.
mix.
I'm gonna have to come for a field trip to the school.
It's a nice building.
And,
I didn't know
Take you on
what,
a ride?
yeah, take me on a ride around the school.
It's been a long time since we've been through cable
It
car
has been a very long time.
Have you seen the new front of the gyms?
Yeah, I did see that.
That's really nice.
Looks really good.
Okay. So, Finance approved that for us. So if,
I will entertain a motion to approve the Wright Electrical contract for putting electricity to the new storage building.
I move that we approve Wright Electric to add electricity to the storage building.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All right, I will go ahead and call for a vote. All in favor, aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
thank you. And then the last is just the audit came back. There were no findings. Very, very excited about that. Haven't had any since I've been here. And a lot of that has to do with Amanda Heichel. So Jay will be here in January like he normally does to present the details on that. And that is all I have.
Governance Committee. Governance Committee did not meet. Nicole is our Governance Committee chair. I'll go ahead and, during the Governance Committee report time, and we did not meet. However, I did submit to the board members, application from Debbie Matthews for board approval
When did that come through?
today.
Oh. Sorry.
I get it. I get it.
Today was a day at work, so.
How many open positions do we have on the board?
We're maximum 9, currently we have 7. It's my understanding, unless Benji changes his mind, that he's going to be rolling off. And so with this other person, that would leave our minimum of 7. So we would have 2 open positions, which I would love for us to go ahead and.
Do we need
Because
to?
I think, there have been times where we've had things going on at the school where it was not really a good time to try to bring on board any new board members. I feel like we're in a really good place where we could really bring on.
I feel like, look at tonight.
I know.
Mhm.
Look at
Yeah,
tonight.
we do.
Is it something that we can put out
Mhm.
for everybody?
Yeah, we can,
When I came on, and it's been, I guess, 2 years ago, I had to go through an interview process in the back room over here. And it
yes, we
wasn't,
take them out to the back room.
yeah, and it's beat me, and me and Lindsay went out right before me.
We do have it on the website.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we put it on social media? And put a deadline, because I would love,
Well, we don't really, so right now, we don't really have a deadline. I will say, like, when you guys came through, I think we had a different process or procedure in place.
yeah, y'all like to. I'm just kidding, Cameron.
When we,
Um,
it used to be in our bylaws, in the old bylaws, and it really didn't make sense.
Right, no, I understand.
Yeah, and so now we opened it up in the bylaws to give us more flexibility. Did we take you back in the back room?
No.
We did not.
No.
I missed that opportunity.
Lindsay, you went back there, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we both did. It was a random Saturday.
Nicole forgot about it.
Oh,
Remember
yeah, that's
that?
right.
Yeah, I was late to my nephew's birthday party because of that.
I think, Krista, you participated at one point in taking some folks back to the back room.
So do we not have an interview process anymore?
No,
Why not?
So it's, in the past, we have had that. It's not spelled out in the bylaws because we didn't want to, the way it was in the bylaws previously, it's not that we don't have an interview process, but I don't think anyone felt like they needed to interview Mr. Kaiser. I think at this point, he was the only person that's not been interviewed. But yes, if we
I think if
had.
you're doing it for one applicant, you've got to do it for all applicants.
well, my thing is, I think we need at least, regardless of what happens with Matthews tonight, I think we need at least 1, if not 2 more members, so we're not in this
I
situation.
agree.
And I think it needs to be public. So whoever wants to come now, and regardless how we choose these people, but we need a board.
Historically, when we have opened it up, we're looking for applicants and bringing them in. We go through that process and do the interview process. When we have brought in just kind of here and there,
But why are we opening it up, I guess is my question.
oh, no, we can. And I think it's open. And that was the other thing, that the prior process only allowed us to do it during a specific time period. Like it was in January you did this, in February you had to do this, in March you had to do this. And it was spelled out only what months you could do what in. And so we took all of that out so that we could open it up at any time for anybody to apply to the board.
I feel like there may be as a happy medium between the overprescription of the past board rules versus where we are now, which doesn't really feel like we have a process, if that makes sense. Like, my job is very process oriented. right? Like I advise boards on how how they're supposed to follow process and procedure. That's what I get paid to do. And I feel like we've got to have a little bit more structure.
So it's spelled out in the application, what happens when someone applies. It's spelled out, and it does talk about the interview process in there, at least it used to.
I just feel like it's hard for us to sit here and say, we don't have very many applicants, when I don't feel that we've done a concerted effort to promote getting applicants.
I don't know, I mean, we haven't. I mean, it's not been.
But we're teetering on not having enough to fill the board, right? Like if Benji leaves, we do not meet the minimum
Right, that's correct.
standard for board. To Jeremy's point, I think having a buffer on there would be really great, not only for quorum, but
I
also if
disagree.
this happens again, because who knows what life circumstances will throw at any one of us. And so to me, it seems like it would be the prudent thing to do to really push this through social media, like maybe even sending out an email to the News Charter community saying, hey, we have opened up board applications. If you or someone you know in the community would be a good fit, please share this. Like
That's what we have done. No, not this, no.
No.
And this is, no, not this particular
Yeah.
year has not. In the past, we have done that. But in this particular situation, we knew Benji was rolling off. We also knew that there was an interested person who wanted to be on the board. And so, and she had went ahead and submitted her application for that. And that's why we're entertaining. It's not, we have not at this point gone out and advertised it and done a campaign type thing to promote it. It's not to say that we shouldn't or that we won't, it's just we haven't done it thus far.
I guess I misunderstood, like, when we found out about Benji, I thought there was a push to, like, ask people to get, and perhaps I misunderstood what was said at the meeting, but I thought I knew we knew someone who was interested.
Yeah, I did mention to
But,
ask.
like, were there more people that might be interested?
Yeah, we did talk about that, if you know anyone that would be interested.
I guess I'll put in, is when I got on the board, there was a deadline. It was like April 1st, whatever it was. And I will say that I was a day late, and I even contacted Nicole, and I said, hey, I'm trying to get it there, but give me one more day. So thank you, Nicole. Keep looking at the camera. I feel like we need to have one social media post at least, and do a deadline. At least, because I know we have one other, what happens with Matthew, she's a wonderful lady, she gets on the board, that's wonderful. We still need one more person.
No, we need two more.
We need two more than that. I think we should do at least one push and give a deadline. Say February 1st of 2026. Get your applications in. I'll volunteer to sit in the back room. I sat in the back room on this side. I'd love to sit on this side. But I think we should have a pool of parents and or community people to get on this board. I love this board. I love this school, but we need more people at the table. And so that's my thing is if we can at least do one post to try to get some people who might not see, because
The application needs to be updated.
I totally agree. Well, I haven't seen it, so I don't know, but I probably agree with you on that. And this particular video is on YouTube. I didn't even know it was here until like a couple months ago when I asked you. I said, "Was this even?" So, but yes, we need some more people around the table. More ideas.
Well, yeah, when you look at, we have one board member whose child's graduating this year. And then there's Nicole, and I've been on here forever.
I have a feeling in the next 2 or 3 years, this board's gonna be cut in half, like where we're at now.
Well, that's why I said,
So,
that's
we
why I
need-
was saying at the last meeting, I wanted to go ahead and get 9, because
Yes.
I think we need it to, you don't want to have a whole board
No.
with just new people.
No, I
That-
totally agree. And I would personally would have not known about it if I hadn't seen it on a social media post. So anyway, that's just my advice. And I think Lindsay is on board with it, that we just kind of do it ain't got to be a big campaign, but just kind of throw one.
The application needs to be updated though, because what we have done in the past, when we have posted it on social media, we have put a link to the application.
Well, I saw Miss Matthews and it had like 2023 or
Yeah.
something in it. So yeah, I agree.
The application is in the general documents drive under the board of directors on the website.
Okay.
So the outdated one is still there if people want to apply and they find it, but yeah, it needs to be updated.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. Is there a date that y'all want to do a cutoff? See, the problem is that if we, I guess we can do the cutoff, we just don't have, you don't want to say someone applies, say if we cut the deadline off in February and we do interviews in March, but someone applies in June.
But we're trying to fill the positions now.
Right, I
So,
know.
so
If there's
yeah.
not an open position, there's not an open
Yeah, if there's
position.
not
Well, I know, but let's say there is an open position.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
again, if there's an open position in June, then that's fine, we can go on that. But, I mean, I serve on multiple boards, and, it's what's available now. And I feel like we should fill what we got now by a certain date. And then after that date, if Mr. Kaiser decides, he says, I'm done. I hope you don't,
No, well-
I hope you don't.
No, I was thinking, well, our lottery's in January, so we could do it, in the end of January, if we made a
I
deadline.
was thinking February 15th.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just,
Or February 1st or something, So that way people know they're here if they won the lottery. So,
that's what I do.
mhm.
I mean, I got on the board before my daughter even started.
Yeah,
school.
that's right.
So, I mean, that's what I do. Anyway, I just,
In the past, we had also sent it out to the Chambers of Commerce. And we've never got any outside people to apply. When I first started on the board, we had a few people who had been invested in the school from the beginning that were just general community members that really didn't have a connection to the school otherwise. But we have not had that in a long time.
That's true.
well, I'm on the board at the chamber, so,
Maybe do.
so I'll be
I think
happy to.
one of the things that, now, because I was thinking about this last week, if, for example, like, Benji leaving, I think everyone on the board brings something unique to the table, different perspectives, different backgrounds, different professions. We do have 3 legal people on the team, but you can never have too many legal people.
No, I agree with that.
But,
But we all do different areas.
yes, and so it's, that's one thing that I really like, like in Benji stepping down, he had really unique insight on, different HR things and the strategic planning. Jane had brought very unique, everybody brings a unique perspective. And so, when we're looking at prospective board members, yes, we put it out there, but if there's somebody that that would be a really good board member, maybe they're not connected to the school in any way. Let them know about it. Guess they have something, unique perspective or,
I guess sum it all back up is we just need to put it out there that it's available. So anyway, sorry on that 10-minute tangent.
Is there like a doc version of that application?
I'll look and see if I think I was the one that drafted it initially, a long
Because
time
we
ago.
could turn it into a Google form.
Yes, I tried doing that one time and I was not very skilled at it, and it just didn't come through
I
right.
am happy to take what is there and turn it into a
Yes,
Google
we
form.
can do that. That would be
That would
fun.
make it easy then to push it out on social media and just click here. And it could just be an interest survey.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think we can do that. That'd be
Can
great.
we do it through,
And then see what you get, and then say, hey, we received your.
can we do it through Spark Hire?
Oh my gosh. We can get that thing in place, that would be great. Y'all are gonna love it. So it's-
Can you do it this
it's
way?
amazing. Yeah, we could.
Sorry. Hey, 85 to 30, it was a rolling clock, so they started earlier and I wanted to try to go see my boy play. I agree. I don't know how many we got for board member applications. How many did we end up with?
Well, we haven't opened it up.
Oh, we
for
didn't open it.
That's what
applications.
we've been talking about the whole time you've been going.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
we
then I'm
haven't-
glad I missed. Sorry about
No, we
that.
haven't opened it up.
You
It
can watch it
wasn't-
back.
Yeah, we just, this particular person
What's
had
that?
expressed interest in being on the board, like sometime in the past. And I know she had talked to Jeremy, I think.
Text.
Yeah, texted you, and then I know she had talked about Blackwell. But anyway, had expressed interest in being on the board previously. This was done not through recruitment, but that, kind of similar to how we did Mr. Kaiser.
Well, it was like, yeah, it was through recruitment, like about the mouth. You know,
Mouth, yeah, right, mouth,
Yeah.
yeah. It was like a specific person that we were seeking out to be on the board. It wasn't that we had opened it up.
Should we enclose this for board member conversations or not?
No, we
Okay.
can't be in closed session for this.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, Jeremy and I said that we feel like yes, we know we have to fill a position by the end of December so that we meet the number of board members, but to make sure that we are not in the same position again, should something happen to someone and they need to leave the board for life circumstances or whatever, to also not have quorum issues, why don't we open it and try to fill additional spots that we have available?
Yeah, I don't think I realized that we had to have one by the end of December, and then for us not to open it and get as many candidates as possible seems like we're doing ourselves a disservice.
We talked about that in the last meeting. No, was it last meeting? It was the last in-person meeting. We talked about
And
it.
that's why I didn't make the
Yeah,
list in person.
September.
Where were you at, Jess?
Probably at work if I had to guess.
Come on now.
But that was when
Priorities.
we first talked about that, and I knew at that point that we had somebody that was interested. But we had the discussion then about we needed to go ahead and fill the board positions
Well,
because people are going to be rolling off.
yes, we just need to, again, look at the table tonight. We need people who are here, who are committed to the school.
Well, I think Dr. Blackwell's going to put it in Google form. And if we can talk about that and look at because I think the process is listed in there, also somewhere in the information packet.
Nominating committee will review all applications, conduct interviews, follow up with references, and develop a recommended slate of candidates to be presented to the board for approval. To be considered aside complete application, a current resume must be submitted. Appointment terms for approved candidates begin immediately upon appointment. That's all, and the rest of it's just questions. And then there's a copy of the code of conduct for the board.
I understand that the bylaws were changed, but if we are using an application that sets out a process that we are not following, are there concerns?
That process was done after the change in the bylaws.
But we're not.
But we're not following that.
What she just read is not what we're following.
Because we don't have a specific, that was, when we opened up the applications for that particular time, that was what we did. That was how we did the process.
I
There's
just
not
have
a process
concerns
spelled
about-
out anywhere.
I guess I just have concerns about, what application did she complete?
She used the old
The
one.
one I just read.
I have concerns about us voting on a member tonight that we haven't followed the process on the application that she completed.
If it wasn't, it wasn't open.
Well, we have done that before on another board member.
What, did we approve one that we didn't go through the process on?
But we didn't have interviews. Because there's not a set process. That was done, this process that she laid out just there was done when, after we had changed the bylaws, and that was the process that we decided as a board to use, I think when you and Jeremy came on.
This, I mean, was there a resume included? Because there's.
It sounds to me like there needs to be two separate processes. One is like an emergency process, like you're in right now. You're going to lose a board member, you're not going to be compliant with what we have, so.
And that was why we did
You have
the
a,
change
like,
the
right, you have a
process.
fast track process for that, to get that fixed, so we are in compliance and not in trouble with OCS. And then the other is when you have open board member seats, or a rolling enrollment in board members, if you will, and that is a springtime process.
And the reason when we took all of that out of the bylaws is because it would allow the board to do it however they wanted to. If there was somebody that we didn't feel like we needed to interview, then, and it was just, it gave us the flexibility to do what it is that we, but that application was done when you and Jeremy applied. And that was the
Does the board
process.
ever get audited?
No,
I'm just
no,
saying-
the school does.
I'm just saying, if somebody pulls this application off the board and they say, did you follow, I mean, yes, I mean, I understand that we can have our own process. I think my concern is that she filled out an application that is not pertinent to what the process that we are intending to follow, which is to fill an emergency hire.
But is the application that's there?
Right, because the application, I said the application has not been updated, just have her fill out the old one.
So she.
So that's what she did.
filled out the current application.
That was the process that we as a board decided to use when we did our last, when we posted everything and it's not as if we were, if we were in a situation where we had 5 applicants and we were in a situation where, oh, well, let's interview these 2 but not interview these 3, then I would have a problem with it. But I don't have a problem with it in this situation.
I think, well, my problem is that it's not, I think I disagree with y'all on the diversity that is brought by this potential board member. I don't think it doesn't bring representation amongst a wider group of folks, which is what I would hope that this board would do. And to only have the one person,
That's
I
why.
think this is closed session. what he's saying
Okay.
right now.
well then,
Yeah,
I mean,
I
I don't,
I think
can we
that's-
even talk
that's-
about that closed session wise, or?
I think you can talk about that in closed session, but the process is open session.
Okay. I thought since this was an emergency, I thought that we had to do all this in open, so I don't,
There's no process.
Can I make a motion to table this board member till next month?
We're not coming next month. We don't have a meeting next month.
Day of Christmas.
Yeah.
When does Benji leave?
Tonight,
Tonight?
pretty much. We don't have a December meeting. He said he was done at the end of this year.
When Benji leaves, how many board members do we have?
6,
How many do we have to have?
7.
I can get this put together and I can get this sent out tomorrow. But you're gonna have to have some kind of a December deadline and a December meeting.
And I don't know who's going to have time for that. I mean,
I just am confused. Am I the only one that heard that we were opening this up, like 2 meetings ago, that we were going to post this? But I don't think that that's what happened. It's like we got one application from one targeted person. I'm just confused about where the breakdown was with that. And if I just misheard, then I misheard, but
no, that is the intent. We discussed it back in September that we wanted to go ahead and fill all the board members because of the fact that
Yeah, and-
We were running, yeah, and we wanted,
And at some time, sorry,
That's
and at some time between 2 months ago and now, it was posted on the website that we would consider looking at the board members.
Just on the website?
Yes.
What's that website traffic look like? I mean, I don't know that that's like, we gotta push that out social media wise. That's what I kept looking for. Never saw it on social media.
Well, and
But
also
that's,
like a directed message from the school, like, hey, this is open, check it out.
If that directive was given to me,
it was
I
not,
didn't receive
it
it.
was not.
No.
I mean, Mr. Kyler actually suggested putting it on the website, so that's what he did.
Mhm.
and I wasn't here for that meeting.
Yeah,
But
I-
I had assumed that that was kind of standard operating procedure, because that's how I remember it being done in the past.
I think I was under the impression that it was going to mirror how Jeremy and I were brought on the board, because that was the last time we had an open call.
It's like, what, 2 years ago, right?
And when an open call is done, that will be the process. If that's the process we want to follow, that's the process that we'll follow. This particular board member had expressed, or particular person with interest had expressed interest prior to that meeting.
I think that's where the breakdown is. I thought the last 2 meetings ago, we said we were going to have an open call, and that didn't happen. So I think that's why we're here, I'm here now, at least confused about why that didn't happen.
Actually, this one applied in the summer, right? Did she reach out to you in like June or something?
Technically, nobody really applied when this opened up.
Yes, we've had no other,
September 24th, my birthday.
yes, we've had no other person who's applied or expressed interest. Even with whatever on the website and us putting out,
So, and if this were a situation where we had multiple people, at this point, if we had multiple people, and it was someone that, I mean, if y'all want to conduct interviews for this particular person, that's fine with me. I didn't feel like I needed to.
I don't think that's my point. My point is that I was under the impression that we were going to follow the open meeting, the open procedure that we have done in the past. That didn't happen. I mean, the fact that it was put on the website is not what happened in the past. I also found it on Facebook after I found out Jackson got in by the lottery. So what happened in the past did not happen. And so I think our hands are tied at this point because we're at a point where we have to accept the only person that we have. But I think the board needs to accept responsibility.
We don't have to accept
That.
this, we don't have to accept this person.
But I think the board needs to accept responsibility that we did not do the open call that we said we were going to do. And if we're committed to growing the board and growing the diversity of the board, we've got to do the things that we say we're going to do.
So I think Dr. Blackwell's going to put it in a Google form. And I guess someone's going to put it on social media.
But we're back to the situation at hand. Do we need to vote on?
If there's a motion made to approve it, then we can have further discussion on that particular application, and then we can vote on it.
Can I ask a question before you move in that direction?
Sure.
I'm essentially going to take all of these questions that are in this application, copy and paste them into a Google form. Right? Okay, I just want to
Is
make sure.
everyone okay with the questions that are in the application?
I didn't have any concerns with the application other than the outdated dates and a process that appears to be
Well,
optional.
while we're kind of already digging into it, though, you may just want to listen to them just to make sure. Please describe your relationship with News Charter, parent, guardian, current student, parent, guardian, one or more students are currently on the school's wait list, community member. Please summarize other volunteer work with which you have or have been involved and/or other boards on which you have or served or have served. If applicable, please describe other ways in which you are or have been involved with News Charter School. Why are you interested in serving on the News Charter School Board of Directors? What strengths and contributions can you offer to the News Charter School Board? What areas of the board's work, governance, financial oversight, risk management, facilities are of particular interest to you and why? And then they have to list 2 references. 2 personal references. is what it says.
I think the questions are fine.
Yeah, I think questions.
Yeah, I think the questions are fine.
Perfect. So when I get this finished, who am I sending it to make sure it's good before I publish it out?
Just send it to all of us.
Send it to all of you. But you can't all respond, right? Because then that's a violation of something.
Yeah, so,
Or I can send it to half of you. I can send it to 4 or 3 and 3.
But, I mean, if we just all said we agreed on the questions, and we're in open, so,
well, we just went over the questions,
yeah.
so I don't know that we need to go back
Yeah,
over.
so
There's, if you
Yeah,
got those questions in there,
I
then
agree.
Yeah.
then there is no having to go back and then make decisions.
Roll on.
Got it.
Do we need to make a motion on that?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Okay, well, I will entertain a motion to approve the board application if someone wants to make a motion to do so.
I move that we accept the application of David Matthews.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All right, so is there any further discussion before we vote on it?
I will say, this is not anything against that candidate. But I do not believe, I think that we've got to do a better job of getting it out there and getting more parents and stakeholders involved in the school. I appreciate all she has done. I think Mr. Kaiser does a great representation of that population. My vote will be reflective of just a diversity of the board perspective, not against the person.
Any other?
I agree with Jason's comments. I don't think it's reflective at all of the candidate. I think the candidate's perfectly a great candidate, but I feel like this gives the perception of being protective over who is allowed to join the board, which I personally am uncomfortable with.
So I don't think that I can assure you, and I can assure everyone that is watching, that no one is being protected over who joins the board. And I will, as an example, one of the reasons why we changed the bylaws was to allow us freedom and flexibility to bring anyone on at any time. So if Jason came to me one day or came to the board and said, hey, I've talked to so-and-so and they really want to participate and be on the board, then we can vote on a board, as the board, to bring them on. And it's so that can happen at any time. And it was the same thing with Mr. Kaiser. It's not, no one is being protective. As I stated tonight, I stated back in September, that I like seeing the diversity of people, what people can bring to the table. Yes, so we obviously have 3 legal people on the board. And granted, we all do different things, but we have 3 legal people on the board. We have 1 education person on the board. When Jane was on the board, Jane had a background in education.
I got an education.
Yeah.
I did teach school too.
I'm not. I'm just a placeholder.
No, you're not. You're extremely valuable. And I think from the different professions, you do bring different perspectives and you look at different things and it's like, really, it's really interesting too from, I guess, having been on the board for so long. And I look back now, like I know in 5 years, I'm not going to be on the board.
Why not?
Jim's like, wait a minute.
Because I just might need a break. But,
So regardless if